DPP is at once very simple to understand at one end of the spectrum. It is also at the other end subject to a 400-page EU regulation, so clearly not that simple. Let's start with the simple end, kind of explain like I'm 5. Super simple. You all have a passport. It gets stamps when you go places. That's it, right? You're all familiar with Carfax, I assume. I would hope. Perhaps those of us not outside the United States less so, but Carfax been around for decades. Everything's happened to your vehicle, right? It truly is that simple. Next level down, kind of explain like I'm maybe 25. 2 key words that you should understand: traceability or tracing, and tracking. Really 2 simple concepts. Traceability, what went into the thing, right? What stuff went in to make it, and tracking, what happened after the stuff went in to make it, right? What happened with the thing in the rest of its life. Super simple concepts applied to a DPP. What that means is you got a passport, it's got stamps on it, get stamps when the stuff is made, the thing is made, what went into it, get stamps on every other step of the journey. If I can have maybe 45 more seconds, to make that extremely concrete, because again, I agree that it's often spoken about in the abstract, to make that extremely concrete for our industry. And if we had a whiteboard here, any of us could trivially draw the life cycle of a device, right? Start with the design and development of it, the manufacturing, the sourcing, the first launch of it, the forward logistics, the acquisition of it, the first sale. Now it's in use in the hands of consumer. One hallmark of connected devices is that they're pretty complex. They have stuff happen to them when they're in the hands of a consumer. Software updates, for example. Adverse events, warranty claims, insurance claims, non-adverse events, trade-ins, like the subject of the previous session, upgrades, lease returns. Device comes back into the supply chain, and then everything that happens on reverse, return processes, refurbishment, reuse. That would be a trivial thing, I think, for all of us to draw that life cycle, and I think most of us would get it roughly right. If you threw a dart and hit anywhere in that life cycle, underneath that dart is some set of stakeholders, everyone from obviously the device manufacturers to the marketplace enablers, telcos, third-party refurbishers, insurance players, traders. Underneath that dart, some subset of those stakeholders exercising some business process around that device. That business process can be expressed as a set of events, right? And a DPP is simply, if you could segment up that life cycle, you draw little circles around each major part of it. We call that a program in the DPP that we call Device Passport, right? So we level it all down to a program. Some programs are really obvious because the industry also calls them broadly programs, so trade-in programs, insurance programs, but really you can call everything a program. You have a sourcing program when you go to manufacture the device. You have a manufacturing program. You have a sales program. In the context of a program, you have events being executed by some set of stakeholders, and Device Passport or a DPP for the device industry is simply the tracking and traceability of everything that happens throughout that. There's a ton of complexity in all the governance and privacy implications, but that sit below that somewhat, I hope, concrete explanation that we'll dive into, but that's it. It's that simple.